Hey everyone, this is James. It's March 20th, 6:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is my 4-hour chart of Bitcoin. This is BTC USDT on the Binance Exchange. First off, this is not investment advice. Second of all, I like to go over the overall trend, and we are in a negative downtrend. Okay, you can see that by the older gray lines. If you can't see that, I'm basically tracing it with the pink line. That's the old line. And then the red line set, which is literally identical to it, is the new downtrend. So basically, we've escaped one downtrend to assume another downtrend. That's the overall picture. That's the facts. The question is now, everybody wants to know, is this the bottom? And honestly, I don't know. It's tough to tell because right here we have such it's like price is literally standing and balancing on a pogo stick, and it's kind of tough. I wish there was more consolidation in this area to give it a better base, but we'll see what happens. Bitcoin's notorious for this. You can see that back in the 6,000 run. From there, all it takes is a few big buys and you can get this market going crazy. Okay, so it's really easy to get this market going nuts, especially since the volume has been extremely low and it seems to just be slowly being sucked out of the market. So anyways, what I want to see here to see if it does break higher is a higher low in this area. So this would be a short-term higher low for a short-term higher high to negate that this is a false breakout to attract buyers into big buyers selling, which I call a guppy run. So we'll see what happens, but basically what the price to watch right now is roughly about 9,200 depending on how price moves. So if price just spikes straight up, that's 9,500. If price just slowly wiggles its way out, it's about 9,200. So there's a big difference, but this is a 4-hour time frame. So understand this is more like a daily chart. So a couple $100 here and there is not a very big deal here. All right, we're talking about maybe 5% or so. So that's what I want to see. Now, if we start falling back to earth, I don't think it's going to be a positive sign. I think it'll be a weak sign, and there's a large possibility we'll continue downward. But we would need to knock out about 7,450, 7,500 roughly. So that's quite a big move from where we're at now downward. We do have a large pull right here, okay, to a consolidation, to a smaller pull, showing that the buyers aren't coming in quite as heavy as they were originally. So there's two things that need to happen. Price needs to consolidate out for a longer period to recapture that energy, or price needs to roll over, create a correction, and then move upward from there. All right, so that's currently what I'm waiting for. That's what I want to see in this market, and I want to see price start to build its way back up. The thing is, though, is I do not expect it to take out the 11,700 high. All right, I'm not anticipating that at all, especially since we've done this move right here. So what I think is going to happen is there's maybe a possibility we retrace the V pattern. If you've watched my videos, I've talked about that multiple times. The question is, though, will we only retrace to 9,800 because that's the recent V pattern? Or do we retrace back up to about 11.5, 11.6 or so, and then topple over from there? That's something that's going to have to be talked about in the future, because right now I can only focus on what price is doing right here. Okay, hypothetically speaking, if it does stay above this area and continue to churn upward, then I do think that we will not break this high, but at least kind of get back there to make these investors whole that may have been hit hard, and then create another lower high. So, and that's what we've done on the bigger picture here. Okay, so what we see is a consecutive lower highs. They've marginally gotten lower. Okay, so that's a positive sign. And this one is yet to be determined on whether price is going to break that or not. And I know there's going to be a lot of people with pie in the sky figures that price is going to 25,000, 50,000, $1 trillion, you know, whatever the made up numbers are out there, and aliens are going to come down and hand you bricks of gold for your bitcoins or whatever it is. But anyways, that's what's really happening here, is that price is trying to gain its footing and trying to fight back against a negative downtrend. All right. So the facts are we're in a downtrend. All right, in a long-term downtrend in the perspective of this market. The question is, though, is do we muster up enough energy to bust through this zone, negate this downtrend, and not only that, but actually use this downtrend as a springboard and break off of it and continue upward, unlike what we did over here, where we broke out and then just literally came right back into it. So if that happens again, and we have another lower high, then chances are what that's telling you is that any big money in this market is just using these rallies, manufactured rallies, to just exit their positions slowly and slowly and slowly. And we might just watch the market literally wither away if it cannot muster up enough strength to bust out of this, create an uptrend, and break above these highs right here. Okay, if we continue in a series of lower highs, obviously anybody can tell you that's not a good thing. The question is this now a higher low? Will this higher low, if this is, create a higher high? If it does, that is a long-term trend change, and that is a positive change for the market, like I've talked about in my prior videos. And that would be good for the long-term market. Okay, so like I said, is that we could trade at a more subtle slope and trade something like similar to the NASDAQ, similar to the fiat market, and etc. And that would be good for the cryptocurrency market. So that's what I've been saying, like, you know, ever since I started doing my videos, was calling for a higher low. I did not think we'd take out the 6,000 bottom. I said if we got close to the 6,000 bottom, we were going to take it out. So it was either we stay above it or we take it out. I didn't think we were going to double bottom. All right, that's a wide double bottom to occur. But anyways, the overall market, if this is the higher low, then this is exactly what I was talking about over my prior videos. I don't like the way it bottomed out here, and I just feel like it's very unstable at this price point, based on the price action. That's what I meant to say. So we'll see how it builds out from here. But if we can build some nice consolidation, some nice price action in this zone before we break out, I think that would be a much more positive sign that price has accumulated the energy necessary to break out of this area. Because if we keep running thin, and what I mean by thin is when you look at these bars, right, and you see these crazy wild bars form, right, like these giant long bars, small consolidation, and then boom, another pop, another small consolidation, another pop, boom, like we've been seeing. Okay, you can even see how the 6,000 bottom, this is still a tiny consolidation of whipping back and forth. But yes, the run can go far, but the run is very thin. The run is unsustainable. It can be pushed and pushed and pushed by big buyers manipulating price. And you can obviously see the price paid for that. You can see what happened. So it's not a good sign. What a good sign is a nice either subtle rise, or if there's going to be rapid rises, to build energy, to build price structure, and then continue upward. If we continue with a thin market, you're just going to see Bitcoin literally do this and just go crazy. And I highly doubt you're going to see any large institutional money enter into this market for long-term investment for like their portfolios and so forth. So, you know, I read an article that there was the Goldman Sachs, their side that traded the cryptocurrency market. They exited a while ago. Ooh, I did not mean to do that, but you know, they exited a while ago back in here, and you know, just that kind of set off a red flag to me. But if that's what we see, if that's what we're seeing, right? A lot of them, the bigger money just exit the market and leave it, then that's what we're going to see. We're going to see these thin runs, and those thin runs are going to eventually be negated, and people are literally going to get destroyed because what they're going to do is these big investors who have ties to the media and etc., who have the money to disseminate whatever message they want to disseminate, can easily change the mind of the market. And it's really easy. You know, you make a buy, you throw out a stupid PR article out there, everyone's going to pick it up because the media has to put a reason to it because they have to keep their readers going. And, you know, it's like oh, hang on, sorry about that. I'm not sure what I did there. But anyways, you can kind of see that, and that's what I kind of feel like is occurring in this market. Now, you could say it's a conspiracy or whatever, but you can see that price is obviously thinning out. Price is slowly withering over time, and if we keep having these thin runs, okay, very thin runs, it's not going to be good for the overall market, all right? And I know that's going to probably piss a lot of people off, especially people that think this is going to the moon and they're going to have like 24 Lamborghinis, private jets, and life's going to be easy, and everybody who did not invest in Bitcoin is just a complete idiot because they're going to be mega rich and everyone else is going to be poor. So, you know, I know there's a lot of people out there that think that, but the reality is, right, when you look at the overall picture, you can see what is occurring. So you can see how thin the run is, and then you can see the, obviously, retracement. You can see the failure to break to a new high. You can see the failure to break this, and this is a minor high right here. You can see the failure to break this high. Look how close we got. Look how much energy got built. But it was so thin that the market could not sustain itself, showing that the individuals pumping this up did not want to play anymore. And if this is the same thing that's happening here, and we have this V bottom here, and those individuals are pumping this up to have another thin run up and a failure to another low high, it's going to be a rollover, and it's going to go deeper, and there's a chance, there's a high likelihood that the second time we'll probably take out the 6,000 bottom, and the runs back up will just get smaller and smaller and smaller, and will kind of look like this pink line essentially that I'm drawing. So maybe not as steep of a negative slope, but I think you understand the picture, right? We have the red hot market, the volatility, the price action, price exchanging, blah, blah, blah. And then we have this slowing of the market. And if that's what we have, and we have these thin runs that keep occurring, okay, it's not going to be positive for the market in the long-term picture. And that's what I'm focusing on, is the long-term picture, right? This is not investment advice. This is just the overall look at the market based on the current price action, and then me just sharing my knowledge. So that's all it is. I didn't mean to drag this out so long. I know I'm talking slower. My allergies have been driving me crazy for some reason today. But anyways, that's it for tonight. You know, hopefully you found the information educational. Hopefully, you know, you found something that you can take away and go off with. If you do like the content, please like the video, share, subscribe, follow me, you know, comment, let me know like what you do like, what you don't like, blah, blah, blah. I do thank you for your time and support, and I'm just trying to focus more on a longer term picture. That's why I'm using the 4-hour chart here. All right, I could use the daily, but I like to use the 4-hour because it has a little more price action, and it looks just you know, it looks a little more exciting than just daily bars. So that's what we see here. Like I said, if we break out the 92, 9300 zone, that's going to be a positive indication, as long as we can create some nice price structure to build the energy necessary to bust out these highs. Otherwise, we're going to put in a lower high. Like I said, it's not going to be good for the overall market. If we fall back down to earth and blow out about 74, 7,500, that's going to be a real negative sign too. So I don't want to take any more of your time. I really, you know, I value your time. I value your support. I value all the positive comments and likes and so forth that I get. I really, really enjoy that. You know, I'm going to try to do 2 videos a day. The problem is it's very tough for me in the morning to get a video out, especially since I have subscribers now where I give them like buy and sell entries of my trades and so forth, of my charts is what I meant to say. So that takes a lot of my time now. I really never anticipated that starting this. I just started the channel for free and that was it, and I just disseminated my information across various social media platforms. It kind of evolved from there, and now I have subscribers that pay money, and I have to prioritize them first, obviously. And then on top of that, I have another business that is tethered to a Fortune 500 company, and I am insanely busy. I literally work Monday through Saturday because I am that busy with just that business. So I try to get these videos out. If I have to reduce it to one time a day, I can promise you I'll make them as like information packed as possible, okay? And I'll try to make it to where the analysis can be applicable to at least the same day and the next day. So that's why I give these price zones, because these price zones could be literally a day or 2 days out. Okay, so you could watch a video from 2 days ago and literally almost get kind of the same information, although there's going to be minor differences due to the recent price action. So, but anyways, that's why I try to focus on the overall picture, so everybody kind of has an understanding of what's happening overall in the market. So anyways, I could keep talking, but I do appreciate it. I appreciate all the support, the kindness, and everything, the positivity and so forth. I do have a Slack channel that's absolutely free to join. If you want to join that, just let me know. There's over 156 people now, I think, or 156 people in that community, and everybody just shares their own ideas, opinions, charts, etc. And it's just a nice place to be if you're interested in the cryptocurrency market. So you can always just message me and I'll send you a link and so forth. You can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is in the comment section. I would highly suggest doing that because like today I said there was no morning video, and if you weren't watching you're probably wondering where I went, and that's where I was. I got way too busy in the morning and I wasn't able to do it. So we had a result to the evening video. I'll see how tomorrow morning goes, but I highly suggest just linking on the Twitter account, and then that way you always have access to the most recent information from me. All right, so I thank you again for your time. I'm sorry I keep rambling on, but I hope you have a great day or great night, and I will talk to everybody tomorrow.